Satyajit Ray's The Adventures of Feluda, The Bandits of Bombay, narrated by Rajiv Dadia. Chapter 1. Lal Mohan Babu, alias Jatayu, arrived one day clutching a box of sweets. That surprised me, since all he ever carried when he came to our house was an umbrella. Whenever he published a new book, he would carry it as a parcel, but that happened twice a year, no more. That day, what he held in his hand was a box from a new sweet shop in Mirzapur Street, called Kalol. It was a white cardboard box tied with a golden ribbon, priced at ₹25. On two sides of the box, printed in blue, were the words, Kalol's 5 mixed sweetmeats. Inside I knew there were 5 compartments, each holding a different kind of sweet. In its center was Kalol's own special creation, the Diamunda. It was a sandesh filled with syrup, shaped like a diamond and covered with silver foil. Why was Lal Mohan Babu carrying such a box? And why was there such a triumphant smile on his face? Feluda spoke as soon as Lal Mohan Babu placed the box on a table and took a seat. Good news from Bombay, I take it. Did you hear from them this morning? Lal Mohan Babu was taken aback by these questions, but the smile did not leave his face. Only his eyebrows rose higher. How did you guess? The siren at 9 o'clock rang an hour ago, yet your watch is showing 3:15. It can only mean that when you wore it this morning, you were so excited that you didn't even glance at it. Did you forget to wind it, or has the spring gone? Lal Mohan Babu said nothing about his watch. He simply tossed one end of the blue shawl over his shoulder like an ancient Roman and said, I'd asked for 25. This morning my servant woke me with a telegram. Here it is. He took out a pink telegram from his pocket and read it out. Producer willing offer 10 for Bandits, please cable consent. I sent my reply. Happily selling Bandits for 10, take blessings. 10,000? Even Feluda, who hardly ever loses his cool, was round-eyed. Your story sold for 10,000? Lal Mohan Babu gave a smooth, velvety smile. I haven't actually got the money. I mean, not yet. I'll be paid only when I go to Bombay. You're going to Bombay? Feluda still sounded amazed. Yes, and so are you too, at my expense. I couldn't have written that story without your help. What he said was perfectly true. Perhaps I should explain. It was Jatayu's long-cherished dream that a film be made from one of his stories. He was naturally keen on a Hindi film, as that was far more likely to make money. So, he had started writing a story that he thought might be suitable for a Hindi film. He knew a man called Pulak Ghoshal who worked in the Bombay film world. He was once Lal Mohan Babu's neighbor in Gorpar. Having worked as an assistant director in Tollygunj in Calcutta, he made a snap decision one day to go to Bombay. Now, he was a successful director himself. Many of his films had already done very well at the box office. Lal Mohan Babu's story got stuck after the 3rd chapter. When he began to feel that he wasn't getting anywhere, he came to Feluda for advice. Feluda cast his eye over the unfinished story immediately and said, It is good that you got stuck at an early stage. If you'd plodded on and finished it, it would have been a complete waste of time. Bombay would have rejected it. Lal Mohan Babu scratched his head. So what should I write that's going to be accepted? At first, I thought of watching a few current films and then base my story on those. There were long queues everywhere I went. One day I had my pocket picked while I was standing in a queue. The second day I spent more than an hour just to reach the ticket window, and then they said they had a full house, no tickets. I could see tickets being sold on the black market. But each was for 12 rupees. I could have bought one, but in the end, I thought, what if I spend all that money and then get a headache? I might have had to take a painkiller when I came out, so I just went home. Don't worry, I'll give you a formula. Feluda reassured him. Double roles are very popular these days, aren't they? It turned out that Lal Mohan Babu didn't even know what a double role was. Sometimes there are two heroes in a film who look identical. You mean twins? Yes, they can be twins or just two men who look similar but are not related. They may look the same, but one of them is good, the other is evil. Or one is bold and strong, the other is meek and mild. Generally, that's what you'd find in a film. You could be a little different, and instead of having just one pair of twins, you could have two. Hero number 1 and villain number 1 could be the first pair, and hero number 2 and villain number 2 could be the second. At first, the audience need not be told about the second pair. It can be a secret. Then, Lal Mohan Babu interrupted him. Wouldn't that make things far too complicated? Feluda shook his head. You need enough material to last 3 hours. It's no longer fashionable to show a lot of violence. There are new rules about that, so you have to tell your story in a different way. You'll need an hour and a half to create a tangled web, and another hour and a half to straighten things out. So all I need are these double roles? No, there is more. Note it down. Lal Mohan Babu fished out a red notebook and a golden pencil from his pocket. Smuggling. You need smuggling. Feluda went on. Gold, diamonds, ganja, charas. It doesn't matter what it is. Then you need at least 5 songs. One of them should be devotional. That will be quite useful. You will also need a couple of dances and 2 or 3 chase sequences during which at least one expensive car should be shown rolling down a hill. Then you must have a fire. The hero has to have a girlfriend. She'll be the heroine. The villain must have a girlfriend too, except that she will be called a vamp. What else will you need? A police officer. Yes, a police officer with a strong sense of duty. Flashback for the hero. Comic relief. Quick changes in scenes and events so that your story doesn't get boring. Also, it will help if the story can take the major characters to the sea or into the hills, because it's not good for film stars to stay cooped inside a studio for very long. Did you get all that? Lal Mohan Babu was still writing furiously. He nodded without pausing for a second. Last but not the least, in fact, this is the most important. You need a happy ending. However, if you can create tragic situations and jerk a few tears before the happy ending, it will work much better. Lal Mohan Babu went back that day with an aching hand. Over the next 2 months, his struggle to get his story completed led to the appearance of calluses on 2 of his fingers. Thank goodness Feluda did not have to leave Calcutta during those months. He was called in to help solve the mysterious murder of Kedar Sarkar, but he did not have to travel beyond Barakpur to make inquiries. Lal Mohan Babu was thus able to call us twice a week to consult Feluda. His novel, The Bandits of Bombay, was published a week before Durga Puja began. The story had all the ingredients of a Hindi film, but all within reasonable limits. If a film was made from that story, one thing was for sure. One wouldn't have to reach for painkillers after seeing it. Lal Mohan Babu sent a copy of the manuscript to Pulak Ghoshal even before it came out as a book. About 10 days ago, Mr. Ghoshal replied saying he liked the story very much and wanted to start work as soon as possible. He would write the screenplay himself and the dialogue in Hindi would be written by Tribhuvan Gupte. Every word that Gupte wrote was said to be as sharp as a knife. It went and hit the audience straight in the heart. In reply to that letter, Lal Mohan Babu had demanded 25,000 rupees for his story, without saying a word to Feluda. The telegram he just showed us was in response to his letter. Perhaps he had realized that 25,000 was a bit excessive. Ah, said Lal Mohan Babu, sipping hot tea, his eyes half closed. Pulak told me they haven't changed the original story. Most of the details that we wrote. Feluda raised a hand and stopped him. I'd feel happier if you didn't say we. You wrote that story. But...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?